Well, I know there's a lot of informational aspects to this meeting. Maybe we get started with that.
Absolutely.
Right.
Share my screen. Uh-oh. Sharing's not turned on. That's concerning. I'm gonna log out and log back in. Sorry.
Okay.
You on the other side.
I think I brought the gremlins to the meeting.
Try that again. Much better. Okay. So now I
Well,
can share.
while you were gone, Craig, did we hit Chrome? I think a couple people.
Let me take a quick peek here. See Flory. I see Warren. We're close. Looks like we've got. Oh, and I see Superintendent Cohen. I think we have a quorum.
Great. So let's call to order and do the roll, please.
Fantastic. All right. Mayor Nicholson,
Present.
Mr. Bennett, Mr. Bertino. I saw Mr. Bertino, can you hear us?
Yes, I'm here.
Fantastic. Thank you. Member Castellanos, Councilor Paez, Ms. Cohen,
Here.
Mr. Donovan,
Here.
Ms. Drago,
Present.
Mr. Duffy,
Present.
Member Gately,
Here.
Ms. Dorado, Mr. Kolokides, Councilor LaPierre, Mr. Makua,
Present.
Mr. Mannion,
Present.
Mr. Marlin,
Present.
Mayor McGee, Councilor Meany, Ms. Miller, Ms. Philbrook,
Present.
Mr. Ridley, Ms. Fritz.
Here.
Thank you. And I see Member Castellanos.
Present.
Fantastic. We do have a quorum.
Great. Thank you.
Awesome. All right. So, we've got our regular administrative things that we'll bring you through. The core of this meeting will be another construction progress update just to show you how fast things are moving out there. Then we'll talk about schedule, and then we've got a couple past events and upcoming events to talk about. But as always, the first order of business are the meeting minutes. We had two that we put into the meeting packet, January 14th and February 25th.
Motion to approve both.
Thank you. And did I hear a second?
Second.
Well, we can do a voice vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Nice have it.
Fantastic. Thank you all. All right. And I don't know whether Lynn is on. Lynn, are you out there? Okay. So I'll take you through the budget update. So as of last month, the end of last month, we've still committed 96% of the budget, and now we have expended 36%, which correlates to our construction phase completion of 36%. So a third, just a little more than a third of the way there. For cash flow, as we always say, our projections were much higher than actual because of the extended construction schedule. We were projecting a little more than 118 million, but what we have spent as of the end of February was 68,289,687 dollars. And you can see from the chart on the right, now things are starting to get up to that angle that we were originally predicting, that rate that we were predicting. We're just behind by the time that the construction schedule was extended. Any questions about either of those? Fantastic. All right, so I see Brandon Mosley is on, and we've got both some photos as well as a video, drone video from Consigli to share. Brandon, will you take us through the photos?
Certainly. So good evening, everyone. Starting with the photos, here's the week ending 2/20, so roughly about a month ago. You can see in the left was it's essentially our last mesh delivery for slabs. So we're using the crane while it's here to get material up to the elevated slabs. So it's there waiting for when we get further along to place that slab placement. So essentially all the mesh is already up for the entire project, which once that crane leaves is everything's set and ready to go for the concrete sub. On the right is a shot of the progress of structural steel. So this is from what will be the new parking lot, looking essentially at what is the new front door. Tough to visualize with the tarping we've done to allow us to continue with some of the cold weather that seems to be hanging around for us here. But you can see we're up to the roof level on the left side of that photo, which is the first crane mob, kind of part A of the building. And then part B at this point was up at the third floor with columns all the way up. We've since progressed, obviously, since this is about a month behind, but we'll have some more photos for that following up here. On the left is a picture of the underground MEP install that's ongoing. This is a look into what is the northeast corner of the building. So where that small excavator is sitting actually becomes the black box theater. And then all these conduits stubbing up is just below the area of the main electrical room, which is up on the second floor slab. So there's a lot of thought process into what we could get for underground conduits in. That stuff's all in. It's going to feed up to the level 2 mechanical electrical room area. So that progress is going well. On the right was a shot of the decking being installed on level 2 in what, again, we'll call the crane mob 1 or area A. That's obviously since been complete. Another shot on the left here of the steel frame going up. So with that second crane mob location, you can see them kind of working their way from north to south in that part B area. They're working over up on the fourth floor on this one, above the areas of the gym and the cafeteria side of the building. On the right is the wire mesh installed on level 2. So all the chairs are in, meshes in, getting ready close to the first placement on level 2 for concrete slabs. These two shots here are of additional underground. So we have to install things at various layers. So you'll see us kind of going in, starting with the deepest stuff first, whether it be plumbing or electrical in that area. 90% of the time it's plumbing that's the deepest. Work our way up in that elevation and we're backfilling. A lot of these details are still very heavily coordinated with the earthwork stuff that we did at the end of last summer through the fall that we talked about. So in the right picture, the picture on the right, you see a lot of paint, spray painted dots. Those are actually the tops of the earthquake drains that we put in. So through this process, we're unearthing the tops of those, making sure they're still in good shape. If they need to be trimmed down, we're doing so and using the proper covering detail with some filter fabric, securing that tight, all ahead of putting in what will be that final load transfer platform we've talked about of stone, as well as the kind of collection system for that earthquake drain install that we did. So detailed install with a lot of folks watching to make sure that we're all very happy with it as we get through. And so far, all is going very well. All right, we are going to take a step away and look at the drone. All right, so this is the drone shot that was taken on the 10th. So again, even this is about a week behind from what you're seeing in real life if you're driving around the area. You can see in that first crane mob part A, we are all the way up to the roof. It's tough to see here, but even roof screen posts are in. So that's the support for the equipment screen that makes sure that you don't see a lot of the rooftop equipment from neighboring buildings or from the surrounding streets, and also provides an acoustical barrier to prevent any sort of noise pollution for any neighbors, the butters, the school next door. You can see what is taking shape here is the learning deck area, as well as the support for a very big skylight that's through there to provide the natural light down into the learning stair and that main entry atrium area. So that's really started to take shape as we go, kind of going around clockwise around the building. As I've said, that crane is in the MOB number 2 location. So we've worked our way again from the north to the south as the crane really works their way out towards the new parking lot area. As we come around the corner, you can see even since this was taken, this has gone up a level. So we've really formed what is the structure of the cafeteria, the gym, all the classes that are behind there and above it. And we are ready for our topping off this Friday. So we'll be putting in our last beam at this front, which is the southeast corner of the building on the roof level, for everyone who's coming to that event later this week. Another thing I want to highlight, we got to it, but not in the photos. We did get our first slab placement done. So level 2 has been placed in the entirety of that crane mob area 1 or part A. That's complete, and we are prepping for level 3 slabs, which is currently slated for Monday. A little bit weather dependent, as we saw some high winds and rain and thing that kind of delayed us a day or so, but that's what we're on track for and targeting.
I see Flory's got his hand up.
Brandon, are you guys still doing the clash detection on the MEPs? It
Yeah,
seems
so
like
MEP coordination is still very much so ongoing, Flory.
yeah.
We are ahead of where we need to be in terms of floors coordinating large openings and things like that. So the one, let's call it a blessing in disguise with the downtime we had, is it gave us a chance to get a lot more things coordinated from a penetration standpoint than the
Mhm.
original project schedule allowed
Okay.
for. So we're getting ahead of that, which obviously prevents some work in the field later on, which is obviously great for both safety and efficiency.
So
Uh,
no major hiccup there so far.
so far, we're still moving well. There's some tight spaces in the building, but the team's working well collaboratively to come up with creative solutions as needed and make sure everything's going to fit, be accessible.
Okay. And just final thing, how you doing with safety? Any incidents so far? I know you're gonna ramp up pretty soon. And how
So
we
far,
tracking that?
everything's been fantastic.
Right.
The team at Boss Steel doing the erection, it's been one of the safest, cleanest erection processes
Right.
we've seen, that my team's seen. So they've been great partners, and we have some really great foremen and tradespeople on site that help hold each other accountable. So there's a great culture safety wise on this job site, which has gone very well. No,
And they all report to your safety manager on sites that's there how often?
our safety manager comes once a week,
Okay.
does an inspection. They audit our paperwork that we have to do every single week with every sub. And then they do a walk and an inspection. We get graded internally. But our team's out there every single day doing safety observations and obviously managing the day to day. So a lot of hands on and eyes paying attention to what's going on.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Any other questions on the drone or any schedule items I mentioned? All right, Craig, I'll hand the screen back to you.
Fantastic. Thank you, Brandon. Okay. Schedule milestones. So as Brandon was mentioning, the anticipated completion of steel April 26th, and that is more than just this erection, but also some of the detailing. Concrete, that second floor slab on deck, which we didn't have any pictures of, but that was done March 11th and March 12th, so last week. Looks great. We were up there doing a pre-OAC meeting site walkthrough earlier today. Things look really good. The third floor slab on deck placement was originally planned for this week, but with the cold temperatures, it's pushed off. I believe, Brandon, it's Monday is
Yep,
when they're
first
aiming
placement's
for.
Monday with a second one later in the week.
Fantastic. As you saw, those underground utilities going in at the first floor that started back in February, and Consigli's forecasting that would be done complete mid to late April. So coming right up. So moving along very quickly. Here we are on the overall schedule. Just plugging away, moving forward month by month. As you can see, where the main school construction, we're still sort of in that 1/5 to 1/4 of the way through that. And as for upcoming meetings, as we talked about last month, we've got a topping off ceremony this Friday, 10 a.m. We'll have our next regular SBC meeting April 15th. As far as recent meetings, Lynn and I had the privilege of going to the City Council Education Subcommittee last week on the 10th just to give a project update. So it was a lot of the information and slides that we've shared with this committee over months. We were able to kind of repackage into a shorter version and show that to the City Council to sort of update them on the project. There was an opportunity for questions and answers at the end, and there was a lot of you could, well, at least Lynn and I could feel the excitement. There was a lot of positivity, a lot of support for the project. So a very good experience, and then that was broadcast on LCTV. A little more information on that steel topping off event this Friday. We have, just to give everyone a reminder, it is an invite only event. It's on a live construction site, which kind of limits things. But there are 30 Pickering and Sisson students and staff who will be physically in attendance. We've got about 25 special guests who are coming, who are vary from local representatives to members of this committee, members of the school committee. So it'll be great to see them on site. And then there's about 75 people from the construction team, both consigli as well as their subcontractors, who will be in attendance. So we'll have a pretty good crowd. As I think we mentioned last month, consigli printed off two banners, or they've produced two banners that are at the schools now, both Sisson and Pickering. It's an opportunity for the students to sign those banners, which will be hoisted with the beam. People who are on site, those, let's say 100, 130 people, will be able to sign the beam. After the ceremony is complete, Consigli is hosting a luncheon, which is sounding like it's going to be great. It's a sort of barbecue themed lunch. And what's on the screen here is Pickering Middle School and Sisson. Some of the students participated in a logo design competition. And so what you're seeing here is the winning logo, the winning entry by sixth grader Braden Dupuis. And over here on the right-hand side of the screen is what that logo looks like on the t-shirts. And earlier at the OAC meeting, Brandon actually heads the t-shirts, and so he showed the team that was present for the meeting, and they look great. So a nice, fun way to get some student engagement, and also a pretty cool finished product, if I do say so. All right. A little more information. So for the event, there is some parking on site, and Consigli was actually preparing that area. It's when you enter the site by gate B, for anyone who's driving, you'll go to the right. You'll pull off to the right, and there's a large yard which now is mostly crushed stone, and we'll fit as many cars in there as we can. There will be some designated spaces for any of the speakers so that they can come in and don't have to worry about where they're going to park or how long it's going to take to walk over to the site. So we've got spots dedicated for them. I think we showed this before, but the event tent will be a little ways into the site, in clear view of the new building, of the frame, and that's where most of the action is going to be taking place. So if you do come and park, just make your way over to the tent, and that's where all the activities will occur. If the parking is full, or if you feel like getting some of your steps in, the city has made the Wyoma Square Municipal Parking Lot free for the event. And so we put together this simple diagram for maybe out of towners who are coming in and aren't necessarily as familiar with the area as you all are. And so this will help them navigate the short walk over to the site from Wyoma Square. And that was a lot of information. Anything that you guys have questions about or comments on, I'll open things up.
Glad to see we're talking about building a building and not soil. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
The comments I'm getting in the community are how, oh my God, it's so huge. That's what they all say to me. They just can't believe they're driving down Perry Ave and they see it actually being built is it's good to hear. They're really happy about it. Great job, Brandon and
Thank
Craig.
you.
Thank you so much.
Thank
And the
you.
kids, I love that artwork by the kids. So thank you, Renee.
He's very excited about his artwork. So it was a lot of fun.
And Renee, am I correct in that Braden will be there on Friday?
He will. He's one of the 15 Pickering students. And I know that we had students signing the banner today, so that's back at the Sisson office to be picked up, because I know Erin was having her students sign as well.
Fantastic.
Renee, you know I'm always shamelessly looking for swag. Do we get any of those t-shirts?
We have enough for all the invitees, yes.
I'm hopeful.
Very good. Awesome. Any other questions or thoughts? I'll just do our typical plug for the folks who are seeing this maybe on the recording, our project website, pickeringmsbuildingproject.com, and YouTube channel. I won't even try to say that long list of letters and numbers, but it's part of the meeting packet as well as on this video. So hopefully people have a chance to check that out. And that's all we had.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you, Craig, and thank you, Brandon, and the whole team for the update tonight. Thrilled to celebrate tomorrow, and so excited to see that building up. And I look at that back at that calendar slide. It's crazy how long we've been working on this, going back to 2022, and obviously the history is long before that. But just on this iteration of the project, we're getting closer. That red line's getting closer and closer to the open date, and I can't wait. And I thank everyone's amazing work to keep us moving. So thank you so much.
Right. Well done, everyone.
All right.
Thank
Good night,
you.
everyone.
Good night.
Good,
See you.
everyone. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
See you Friday.
Thank you.
See you
Take
there.
care.